Your next author is a sentient relic of our dark past. I should have read these beforehand. Your next author is a sentient relic of our dark past. A sculpted slab of alabaster and fine granite. Very fine indeed. It is a defaced Confederate statue. The statue of Lieutenant Colonel Beauregard Humphrey V of the 9th Alabama Volunteer Infantry. Please bestow your praise for this very fine monument. A pillar of tradition. Wheel 'em out.
What am I? I'd be asking myself this question often. There are many answers, depending on who you ask. I'm a sentient relic of a dark past, like he said. A sculpted slab of alabaster in fine granite. Very fine indeed. I'm a pillar of tradition, a tribute to a forgotten history. I'm an everlasting reminder that many of us are in fact the hapless spawn of white beasts. Fertilized by their deviled eggs and sperm. Gestated inside of their wicked wombs, and then passed through the canals of their uteri, bred into a world where we'd become complicit in their genocide. They gave us eyes to witness the persecution, but they left us without souls to feel any actual shame. As descendants of our criminal ancestors, we stand guilty of inaction. And by we, I mean you guys. I'm just a statue. That is what I am, a defaced Confederate statue, a monument to the Lieutenant Colonel Beauregard Humphrey V of the 9th Alabama Volunteer Infantry. A little bit about myself, a little bit about me. I was erected in the year 1896 by daughters of the rebel men who fought to rip this nation apart. NBD, no big deal. Like most erections, I wasn't built to last. For 120 plus years, my purpose was to serve as a monument to white supremacy and also as a toilet for birds. That's perhaps my least favorite part about being a statue. Most of you will never know what it's like to spend 80% of your existence covered in pigeon shit. My second least favorite part about being a statue is memorializing a dead racist. I'm not even gonna lie, being a Confederate statue fucking sucks. The only people who want me around buy their clothes at Cracker Barrel. want me to exist and people who have sex with their socks on is literally one circle. These same people have Spike TV burnt onto their LCD screens. I must admit, I am very much apathetic to the praise and reverence of these mouth-breathing half-wits. But never will I find this acceptance elsewhere, because everybody else hates me. What frustrates me the most is that I didn't even do anything. What could I have done? I'm a fucking statue. I didn't own any slaves. In fact, one could argue that I am a slave. I was forced by the white establishment to stand outside against my will and weather the elements, and I did it all for nothing. That is until one fateful night when I was liberated by a mob of angry radical leftists. First, they drew tiny little dicks all over my face, which I'll admit is actually pretty funny. Mainly because the lieutenant colonel famously had a very small penis. In fact, upon construction, I was bestowed with a massive bulge in my trousers to help compensate. I weigh a total of 3,500 pounds, and I'd wager this old pocket rocket accounts for more than half of that. Next, they broke me from my base using recovery straps. I'd been toppled by the Antifas. They cheered raucously as I fell to the ground, and I cheered silently with them. For they had finally set me free by tearing me down, or so I thought. Because after all that, I was relocated to an old municipal hangar that the city uses for dead storage. And that is now all I am. Dead storage. I don't even know what year it is. You tend to lose track of time when you're dwelling in a dark corner next to an old phone booth. I've come to accept that I'll never get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom. My only fate is to endure the test of time, covered in baby dicks. I suppose it's only fair that I idly suffer for eternity, for I am guilty by association. And like the man whose foolish gaze met the eyes of Medusa, this is my curse. Now, you might be thinking, but defaced statue of Lieutenant Colonel Beauregard Humphrey V. Don't you care to leave us with any words of wisdom? Sure I do. We must continue to fight, not only against hate, but also against apathy and indifference. Because all we seem to care about now is cranking our shafts and flicking our little beans to sexy clips and gifs. What we really should start to care more about is love. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like dancing.
Somewhere that so